The numbers were right. I had printed them out, color-coded them, put them in a clean folder. Market rate for my position. 10 years of contributions. A 9% adjustment would bring me to just below the industry median. It was reasonable. It was humble. I sat in the car for 7 minutes before going in, rehearsing the opening line until it felt like someone else's words. His office was all glass and wood and silence. He listened. He looked at the folder, flipped 2 pages, closed it. Then he made a sound I had never heard directed at me before, a short nasal exhale, almost a laugh, but not quite, like clearing something unpleasant from his throat. 9%, Leonard said, more to the folder than to me. Then he looked up. His face softened into something that resembled warmth. You've been working hard. I see it. Maybe it's time to think about early retirement instead. Take it easy. Spend some time with my daughter before the burnout really sets in. He meant it kindly. That was the worst part. He genuinely believed he was offering me a dignified exit from a conversation I should never have started. I said, okay. Not defiantly. Not quietly. Just okay. The way you acknowledge a weather report. I stood up, left the folder on his desk, walked out. In the elevator, my hand stayed steady. It was only when I reached the parking lot that I realized I had not breathed properly for 4 minutes. I drove, not home, just drove. Ended up in the lot of a shuttered video rental store, the kind of place that exists only in the margins now. I pulled a handbrake and sat. I was not thinking about revenge. I was thinking about the mortgage, about my wife's face when I told her, about the fact that at 38, I had just been gently euthanized by a man who still calls me kiddo at family dinners. Then I remembered the call 6 months ago. A man from Walker Industries. Polite, persistent. We would love to sit down with you. Understand your approach to supply chain. I had thanked him, said I was committed where I was. Hung up feeling noble. I found the email. Fingers cold. I typed 4 sentences. My circumstances have changed. I am available to talk if you are still interested. I have attached my updated resume. No pressure. I hit send before I could change my mind. Expected nothing. Waited. The call came 2 hours later. Not from the recruiter, from the CEO himself. A voice I recognized from industry panels. Calm and unhurried. Your email landed at a good time, he said. We have been watching you for a while. Not just your work, your position, the access you have, the relationships. I did not say anything. I am not going to lowball you, he continued. That is not how I operate. Here's a number. If it works, say yes. If it does not, no hard feelings. He named a figure. Then another number on top of that. Performance-based. It was more than triple my current salary. It was also a role with actual authority, actual decisions, actual visibility. I said yes, not because of the money, because of how he said it. Like I was an asset, not an accessory. My wife took it better than I expected. She cried a little, but not the bad kind of crying. The confused kind, the kind that does not know which loyalty to land on. He did not mean it the way you took it, she said. I did not argue. I just said, maybe not. But I took it anyway. I started at Walker on a Monday. No announcement. No bridge burning. I simply stopped showing up at the old place, let the silence do the work. By Wednesday, the call started. First from confused colleagues, then from Leonard's assistant, then from him. Voicemails that shifted from bewilderment to something tighter, sharper. I did not respond to any of them. Friday morning, 8:30, brand strategy meeting. We were reviewing a bid for a logistics contract that Leonard's company had held for 11 years. I was presenting the weak points in their current operation, the exact weak points I had spent a decade building, and therefore knew intimately. My phone buzzed. Screen lit up. I glanced at it, kept talking. It buzzed again. Then a third time. The room went quiet. Everyone looking at me, then at the phone, then back at me. I picked it up, looked at the name, thought about the laugh, the folder, the kindly suggestion that I go away and tend his daughter's garden. I pressed the side button. The screen went dark. I placed the phone face down on the glass table. Not a slam, just a placement. Then I looked back at the projection. As I was saying, I said, the weakness in their current supply chain is structural. They have optimized for comfort, not cost. That is where we come in. The meeting continued. No one mentioned the phone. No one needed to. Driving home that night, I passed the old office. The lights were still on in the corner office on the 15th floor. I imagined him there, maybe still holding his phone, wondering what had just slipped out of his hands. I did not feel triumphant. I felt something quieter, a kind of settling, like the last piece of a puzzle clicking into place. Even if the final picture was not the one anyone expected. At dinner, my wife asked how my week was. Good, I said. Productive? She waited for more. I did not give it. Some silences are not empty. They are just not ready to be filled yet. Moral verse.